everyone! How's your 2019 so far? So we know that January is already done. The first month has passed. For some of us, January has been a blast. But of course, there are some who felt really challenged because of difficulties. Anyway, you are watching now, so I'm sure you have survived whatever it is you've gone through. Well, we still have 11 more months to go for the year 2019. So how do we face the challenges ahead? Here are some ideas coming up. I think what we're going to talk about today seems so simple, but at the same time, complicated or deep. But anyway, it would require a lot of reflection. I'm very sure everybody's familiar with the game Rock, Paper, and Scissors. How can we learn from this simple game, or how can we relate this simple child's game to how we face challenges in life? In order for us to learn from this game, let's all imagine this scenario. What if rock, paper, and scissors were people? What do you think are the characteristics of a man or woman who's considered a scissor? I'll give you 5 seconds to think about it. A scissor can represent a person who's sharp, meaning it could be in the way he or she talks, her words could be sharp, or also his or her ideas. We can also say that a person who's considered a scissor is smart. At the same time, because of his or her sharpness, he also has the ability to cut certain things, cut certain connections. Next one would be the rock. How do you think can you describe a person who's considered a rock? I'll give you another 5 seconds to think about it. We can say that a person who's considered a rock is tough, determined, brave, or very persistent. He's not that affected with what's going on around him. Basically, that's it. And lastly, let's describe a person who could be considered a paper. I'll give you another 5 seconds to think about how you'll describe this person. Since a paper is thin, we can say that this person is sensitive, easily affected. But at the same time, this person is flexible, just like how you can make paper into different shapes and sizes. Okay, here comes the difficult part. Let's try to answer these questions. So looking at the characteristics, rocks are strong and brave and tough, and scissors are sharp and smart and cut certain connections. So when we look at it very carefully, a person's intelligence sometimes is not enough for them to win. If they easily give up on things, if they are not tough enough to face the challenges ahead of them. I'm sure many of us are familiar with people who are very smart but are not able to achieve the goals that they wanted in life. Sometimes they get trapped with overthinking things, and in the middle of it, they get worn out just by thinking, and they stop fighting for what's ahead. So looking at them, as we have said a while ago, the paper can represent people who are quite sensitive because it's thin, right? But at the same time, they are flexible. Sometimes people who are smart and sharp overcome people who are sensitive. When they say something, when they give comments, when they give suggestions, even if they intended to be a constructive criticism, some people who are very sensitive get hurt. They are not able to handle some of those comments, and that causes them to lose. Okay, moving on, but you probably know what's question number 3. This one falls into the issue of flexibility. As we know for sure, rocks are not flexible. In order to change a rock, you'd probably have to destroy it first. Unlike paper, if you want to change it, if you want to make it into a shape that you desire, you can easily do that. So for people who are considered paper and rock, sometimes those who are paper thin beat the ones who are rock hard because of their flexibility. They have the ability to adjust to situations. And that is an important life skill or survival skill. Because as we know, not everything happens the way we plan. Are you having a clearer clue now on what we are trying to arrive at? Let's look deeper into this game. As you can see, the rock, the paper, and the scissors all have equal chances of winning, right? In this game, you win not only depending on what character you use, but also depending on what your opponent will use. So if you chose to be a scissor, you will win if your opponent chooses to be a paper. But if he or she chooses to be a rock, then you lose. How can we use this analysis in facing challenges? A while ago, we said that each character is a different person. Well, the truth is, all of these characteristics can be found in one person. But there are times when he or she chooses to use one of them instead of the other. Now, that's the key. You have to know when is it time for you to be a rock, a scissor, or a paper. You have to be a rock, a paper, or a scissor depending on the challenges that you face. Just like the game, there's no one character that can beat everyone, right? Actually, if you keep on using the same character as you played, there's more chances of losing, isn't it? As you can see, the strength of each character enables them to win at certain points. But it can also be a weakness depending on who they're fighting with. Now, what's the biggest tip that I can give everyone or I can share with everyone? Well, all of those characteristics are human characteristics, right? When we have them, we have 50-50% chance of winning or losing. In relation to this, I want us to remember 2 Corinthians chapter 12 verses 9 to 11. So this is what it says. But he replied, "My gift of undeserved grace is all you need. My power is strongest when you are weak. So if Christ keeps giving me his power, I will gladly brag about how weak I am. Yes, I am glad to be weak or insulted or mistreated or to have troubles and sufferings if it is for Christ, because when I am weak, I am strong." I think a lot of you are familiar with that phrase. When I am weak, then I am strong. I just want to remind you that everybody has strengths and weaknesses. The key here is when we face different challenges in our lives, we have to fight the battles with Christ. Without him, we can do nothing. That's for sure. Because if you just rely on your strengths, as you can see with the game a while ago, your strength can even make you lose at certain points. So the only way for you to win, even in the midst of your weakness, is by trusting God. Making sure that you are obeying him, making sure that he is the one who's guiding you in everything you do, making sure that you're not just fighting with your own strength, but with the strength that comes from Christ. I hope that this simple yet somehow complicated topic has given you ideas and things to reflect on. And as usual, I'm going to share with you the ideas of my teammates. They were asked, when is it best to be a rock, to be a scissor, and a paper? Their sharings are mainly in Filipino, so everybody can enjoy listening to them. Let's see what they have to say, and I'll see you again next time. Bye!
Like paper, if other people has problems, hindi dapat ikaw lang ang iintindihin nila, pero you also have to be sensitive for others. You have to be sensitive in your words. Always know what are they experiencing first before you judge. And you also have to adjust in other situations, hindi palagi. Pag hindi mo kaya, hindi mo itatry.
Para sa akin po, kailangan natin maging paper minsan kasi pag yung problems natin is masyadong malalim parang katulad sa dagat, kailangan mo maging flexible and kailangan mo maging boat para hindi ka lumubog katulad ng bato and scissor. Kasi pagka yung time na yon gumamit ka ng bato, pwede kang mag-sink. Ganon din sa scissor, pag gumamit ka ng bato, gumamit ka ng scissor, pwede kang mag-sink. Sa ibang problems naman, pag kailangan mong lumipad ng mataas, kailangan mo maging airplane. Parang pwede kang mag-fold into airplane para maabot mo yung dreams na kailangan mo abutin. Para sa akin, kailangan mo maging paper at times, depende rin sa situation or sa problem na hinaharap natin.
Cut connection to bad influence. Hindi lahat kailangan pakisamahan ko. Think before you speak.
Maganda maging scissor kapag humaharap tayo sa mga problems na very emotional. Very emotional na yung ibang tao. So, I think dapat let's take time to think first before we react to things. Huwag laging emotions yung ginagamit natin. So, yun.
Kailangan din natin ng maging brave. Yung wag dapat susuko agad and dapat i-accept natin ang lahat ng problem natin kasi lilipas din naman po yung mga problem na to. We need to be rock to protect and fight nung lumaban po tayo.
May mga bagay na kailangan maging rock ang isang tao dahil ito yung mga circumstances na may gusto kang marating. Kailangan mong maging matapang, kailangan mong maging matigas sa mga sasabihin ng iba. Kahit anong problema yung dumating, kahit anumang challenges yung dumating, na overcome mo. Kasi nga, matapang ka, go lang ng go with the flow. Ganun.